for monthly recommendations, and I'm gonna have to film this video kind of quick. Oh, the light's all up in my face because at the moment I'm watching Footloose with my parents, and before the movie I was like, I need a film, I really need a film, and they're like, no, we're gonna watch the movie. So I started watching it, and now they've stood up for a second, so I'm just like, I'm filming my video right now, then going back for the movie, and I might film another one today, but I'm just gonna get this one done. So for the monthly recommendations this month, the theme is oldies. So this can be classics, books that were published a while ago that are still great, it's just they're not as like seen on BookTube anymore. It's just not debuts and new books to recommend this time, so I'm really excited to get into it. I've only got one classic to recommend for this one, but that is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, and I've got the bind up of all 7 books, so there are 7 in here, but these are a great like set of stories that are really good classics. And like, I mean, it was difficult for me because this is actually like one of the biggest things, and I seriously still can't believe that I read it. Like, how many pages is it? Like nearly 800 pages. So there is 7 books, so if you like divide it between all that, but it's a really great story about magic and family and Aslan. Like, he's a great character, and just like the elements of like Aslan being God and the like everything is just, it's amazing. It's amazing, and just, yeah, I really recommend this book. Now I've just got 4 series that I want to recommend that are like older, like probably nearly to the 10-year mark old, that I still see around, but I just want to recommend them to bring them back, you know. So the first one is the Trill series by Amanda Hocking. This one, I don't actually know like how old it is. It could be 10 years or it could be less. Let me have a look. Saying it was first published in 2012, but I don't think so. I think it isn't that old. Like, it's older than that, like maybe 2010, but it's an interesting series, and like there's trolls in this book, but they're like not like creepy ugly trolls, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's about Wendy and how she's trying to figure out what her life's like, and she's been living in the human world and finding out everything about her life, and just, it's so cool. There's different worlds, there's a great love triangle, and just really love this book. Next is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare, and every book around this. So this one is still a very out there because there's more and more and more books getting published every time, but it's still, The Mortal Instruments is an oldie and a great story, and I think this one definitely is 10 years old if I can find it. Yes, 2007 this first came out. But The Mortal Instruments is just a great world. Like, the Shadowhunters is such a big thing now in the book world that just anyone, no, I don't think anyone could not have heard of this book, and you know, it's just, I love it. Even though everyone's read it pretty much, I still want to recommend it because I just love it, and like Jason Clary and Malik and Izzy and Simon, it's just my whole life pretty much, this series, because I'm so in depth with these characters, and even though there's like at least 20 books that you need to read if you're going to start it, still amazing. Next, I'd like to recommend Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I forgot her name for a second. This is one of like the first series that I read like years and years ago. Like, how old is this one? This one has to be not 10 years old. It's got to be older than 10. Let's have a look. This one is 2007 as well, so all these series, like a few of them were coming out in 2007, so they're all like around the same time, but Vampire Academy was always so much fun, and just like having these vampires, and it can be quite cheesy, but Rose and Lissa and Dimitri and Adrian and Sydney, they're just all great characters, and I love reading this series, and it's just like a really fun one, and there's so many vampire books that have come out since that. There's been so many vampire books though, but this was like one of the real first ones that I read, so it kind of, it's like with Divergent, where it's like that was one of the first real dystopian books that were coming out in YA at the time, and now there's a gazillion. So if you want to go back onto vampires, read like one of the first ones that was really big. The last book I'd like to recommend is the Night World series by L.J. Smith, and this is 20 years old. Like 1997 this came out, which is pretty crazy, I think, but I love this series. The only downer with it is book 10 has still not been published, so there's 9 books out, and I've got the versions where it's like there's 3 in this one and 2 more with 3 each in them. But I love the Night World series. It's a great companion series because every book is about a different character, and they all interweave, and their stories all work together, and it becomes, it's just coming together to be this really massive thing that we don't know yet because it hasn't been finished. It seriously pisses me off, but oh well. The Night World, it's just great. Like, there's vampires, demons, werewolves, there's so many different things happening, and it's just like, you know, it's the night world. Like, it's the world that you don't see if you're just a human, and I just love it. It's so good. So these are all of my recommendations for oldies. Like, I haven't read that many classics. Like, I would recommend Pride and Prejudice, even though it's very like slow, but I think I could reread it because I read it at a time when like contemporaries were just not my thing, and it took me forever to read. But these are just some of the series that are quite older. Like, the Chronicles of Narnia is the oldest thing here, and sorry for how fast this video went because my parents are just yelling at me, and I'm like, I gotta go, okay. But I really want to watch Footloose, so I'm excited. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!